So I'm pretty much screwed this week in terms of timing. I have not given myself enough time to do things. And yes, I'm swinging around a banana. What of it? So I surprised myself when I discovered I actually haven't done a 24-hour timer challenge. I genuinely thought I had. I've done one of those swapping screen time for reading time challenges. I've done that. And I've done like staying up for 24 hours straight. I've done that a couple of times now. And I absolutely love that. But I'm not doing that today. However, I haven't done like a 24-hour timer challenge, you know, like starting the timer and only letting the timer go as you're reading. And then you can only stop the timer when it gets to 24 hours. That kind of challenge, I haven't done. And I've seen lots of people do it on BookTube, and I honestly do love watching them, but I genuinely thought I'd done one. And I haven't. So today we're going to fix that because I am desperately trying to retain my sanity this week because I just have so much on. And I still need to, you know, make videos and stuff. So I thought, actually, let's do a 24-hour timer challenge. At least then I'm killing a few birds with one stone. Something that's going to really help me is that I feel like I'm going to do some audiobooks to begin with because I have 2 books I need to reread. The first one is Dungeon Crawler Call for my Patreon book club live show. I pushed it back to this week because last week was getting a little bit chaotic. I was running out of time, so I was like, oh, let's, you know, reschedule it to next Saturday because I don't really have a lot on next week. So I rescheduled that. And then the book club for The Return of the King was also pushed back and rescheduled to the same Saturday. So now I have 2 book clubs back to back and I need to reread both of these books. I probably do need to reread this less than I need to reread this because this is one of my favorites that I've read a couple of times and I still remember a good majority of it. So a reread isn't as necessary, but it will be for a book club and I will panic if I don't know everything. So I need to give it another go, but I will most likely just do the audiobook of this because I have plans for what to do as I'm listening to the audiobook. And then, yeah, Dungeon Crawler Call, one of my favorite books of last year, but I've only read it the once. And I definitely think a reread of this is necessary for me to be able to host a book club talking about it. So yeah, I definitely need to start with these 2. And I do believe I will get these both done within 24 hours. And so there probably will be more books getting read in this. And I don't mean like 24 hours straight. I mean like in the 24-hour timer challenge. And I really do want to read more books than just those 2 because I don't want this to be a boring vlog. You've heard me talk about these books before, so I don't want to have to like repeat myself. But it's amazing to know that these are both 5 stars anyway, so that alleviates some stress that I won't enjoy what I'm reading in the vlog. I'll most likely be doing other things, you know, during this vlog as well, you know, just to keep things a little bit spicy, including something I want to do as I re-listen to The Return of the King. And it's going to be so, let me tell you what I'm planning. So you know how last year I was pretty much addicted to, like, I mean, look at this Lego Titanic. I made this and the cats have been destroying it, by the way. Like, look at this. Look at this. So this is not great, but I was on a bit of a Lego kick last year and I have been hoarding a little bit of Lego from like Christmas and double stamps weekends. Hello, Ash and Tobu. How did I know you'd both be lazing about in the bedroom, huh? How did I know this?
Oh, you were so cute. Oh, you were so cute. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you.
In here, I do have some Lego sets I still need to get to. Still have Hocus Pocus, which I plan on doing in October. Still have Barraday to do, which I've had for bloody months. And then the new Shire set came out a couple of months ago, which I got during the double stamps. And I also had so many stamps to use, so I ended up getting it relatively cheap-ish. But yeah, I think I will. And it would make more sense to do Barraday while listening to Return of the King, just with like the general plot of what happens in that one. But it's a little bit too big. Like, there's so many pieces and I don't think I'd be able to do it like in the next couple of days. It would take like a week to do, in my opinion. I think I might do the Shire set. Oh, I also have like this little one, like the Smeagol and Deagle one, which I could always start with, but I might reward myself with it after the Shire because I think the Shire is going to take me a little while to do too. And I don't want to get it started and finished in this video. So if I can get it, oh, that's heavy. Oh, crap. So I think I will start this vlog making up the Shire Lego set and listening to The Return of the King. If you end up enjoying this video, please leave it a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, I don't know how to do the timer where it starts at 24 hours. I can only do the 23 hours, 59 minutes and 59 seconds. I have seen other creators do it a different way, but this is the most I can do on my timer on my phone. So let's start this. There we go, 23 hours, 59 minutes is started. And then let's start my audiobook of The Return of the King.
Surprise. wasn't there and just pretended like you didn't care. I don't know why I run away. I'll make you cry when I run away. Take me back, 'cause I wanna stay. Save your tears for another. Save your tears for another day. Save your tears for another day. I made you think that I would always stay. I said some things that I should never say. Yeah, I broke your heart like someone did to mine.
So I am paused on 20 hours and 23 minutes. So I've been reading for just over 3.5 hours. And I am on book 6 of The Lord of the Rings Return of the King, which says it is page 897, but obviously that's including the pages of The Fellowship of the Ring and The Two Towers. This book starts on page 747. So I read, like 150-ish pages? And I am so glad that past Gav, when I first read this, did a lot of highlighting, because when I was listening to the audiobook and doing my Lego, there were many times when I was like, ooh, I really want to make a note of that. And fortunately, lo and behold, I've already pretty much highlighted the hell out of this. So that's incredibly handy. This is really just like a refresher of the story. I love The Lord of the Rings so much, and the start of The Return of the King is so exciting. I love the story with Faramir as well. I honestly love Eowyn in this section. You'll know exactly why if you've like seen the movies or read this book. But there is like such an impactful moment that is just so iconic. And I knew when this moment was about to happen. It has such a good build up. And I just started smiling before it even happened. Oh, the stuff with Denethor and Faramir is so... Yikes. Really got me feeling for Faramir. Yeah, page 841, the Battle of the Pelennor Fields is when the Eowyn moment happens. Freaking love it. I really can't wait to talk about that moment. It's not tomorrow, it's the day after in that live show. And there is so much to be said in terms of the battles and characters and where they are and getting towards the end of this story. And we don't have Sam and Frodo yet. That's book 6. So I'm very excited to get to the next part, because I do think the Sam and Frodo parts are my favorite parts. So it's only going to get better from here. I can't wait to read their little escapades and bring this story and the Middle-earth read along to a close. So putting the physical book down for just a second, I have managed, well, firstly, here's the kind of Pony and Trap, Gandalf and Frodo little thing from the start of, the Fellowship of the Ring. And then, I always worry about picking things up. I accidentally sat on my Nightmare Before Christmas set, didn't I? So it's always a gamble. But this is the first 6 bags in the first full booklet of the Shire set that I have completed. So it only took, 3.5-ish hours? I did take a break to have some dinner, and Ash and Toby wanted some attention. So I would probably say around about 3 hours it took me to do this. 3 hours, though. That is a lot. But, I love the look of it so far. I have nowhere to put it, either. I'm thinking, oh, it'll be so great when I finish it. Where the hell am I going to put it when I finish? So I'm currently just kind of brainstorming where I can put that. As I am continuing my audiobook, I will be going on to the second booklet, which is to do the other parts of the Shire there. So the 2 sides of it. And then there's a third booklet, which is a bit shorter, just to do the Happy Birthday Bilbo and little tent thing there. So cool. It's only 3:50 p.m. It's not even 4 o'clock yet. I'm hoping actually to finish building the Shire before my audiobook ends, or as my audiobook ends. So the race really is on. I'm not gonna lie. According to my audiobook, I have 4 hours and 37 minutes left. I might be cutting it close, but yeah, that's kind of my mission now. My mission now is to finish building the Shire before finishing The Return of the King. The race is on. It is now 6:30 p.m. I have 17 hours and 49 minutes left. Didn't realize that if I just clicked on the timer thing, it would show up on this screen. And this looks so much better than the screen I was showing you before. I am such a rookie when it comes to this kind of challenge, so forgive me. But yeah, 17 hours and 49. It looks like I'm pretty much like a quarter of the way through. And I have finished listening to The Return of the King. And I haven't finished The Shire House. I have just finished the first 10 bags. And I'm about to start bag 11 out of 15. And this is the progress of the next part of The Shire House that I need to finish. But yeah, only 5 bags to go. That's not too bad. I am again giving Return of the King 5 stars. I freaking love it. Loved listening to it again. I got so emotional by the end. When they come to the end of their journey, and I was so surprised, and I don't know why, because again, I've read this, like this will be my third time reading it, I think, third or fourth. And again, I'm kind of surprised how quickly the main quest wraps up in Sam and Frodo's part, and there's like so much time still left afterwards to explain and wrap up the journey and to show you what happens next kind of thing. I was actually surprised, like, damn, I didn't realize it was like this much. I knew that it happened, but there's just like so much afterwards as well. And yeah, it got me so emotional when we get back to the Shire and Sam and Frodo are like easing back into just life as normal. But is it life as normal anymore? They've been through so much. They've been through way too much. And yeah, it was just, again, so sad to say goodbye to that. I also, again, just like really love the climax of the story at Mount Doom. I love how dramatic it is and how action-packed it is too. Oh, and now Tobu is playing in the little Lego box. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are, Tobu. Hello. Oh, you're so cute.
So I think I'm all prepared for the live show on Saturday. And I did definitely prefer the Sam and Frodo parts over the earlier parts. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Loved it. 5 out of 5. With me still having 5 bags to get through for the Shire, I think I could get halfway through my re-listen to Dungeon Crawler Call by Matt Dinniman. Again, I don't really have to pay too much attention to it with it being a reread, but when I'm doing Lego, I am focused on the narrative, and I feel like I'm doing like mindless stuff with the Lego, so I don't mind just listening to the audiobook while doing this. But I did really want to also read this physically so I could make notes. I didn't annotate because I didn't have a physical copy. Oh, hello, Tobu. Are you trying to push me out of the seat? I didn't annotate this the first time I read it because I didn't have it. I started listening to the audiobook, loved the audiobook, so I got the physical copy. And I was like, okay, the next time I reread, I want to read it physically and listen to the audiobook so I can do a complete series reading blog for the Dungeon Crawler Call series. But I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I really wanted to do that, but I just feel like I'm already putting too much on my shoulders. So I'm just going to re-listen to this for my book club. Probably not do a complete series reading blog for Dungeon Crawler Call, and I will just read the series when I want to read the series instead of forcing myself to binge them all in one go for a video. I do apologize if that sounded like something you would love, but you know what, Toby, you were just so distracted.
You were so good. Look at how cute you are. Oh, oh hello. Oh, hello.
Ash put me behind a little bit as well. He was lying on me for about half an hour before I could move. So that's also why I didn't get a chance to finish my Lego. I'm not blaming my boys, though. I'm not blaming them.
Now, how am I supposed to continue when you look like that? Oh, you were so cute.
So, I will start my audiobook of Dungeon Crawler Call. We'll see how far I get, and I doubt I'll finish it tonight. I'm determined to make such a massive dent.
Do you want us to sing your song, Tobu? All you ladies pop your pussy like this. Shake your body, don't stop, don't miss. All you ladies pop your pussy like this. Shake your body, don't stop, don't miss, just do it. Do it. Do it, do it, do it now, lick it good. Stroke this pussy just like you should.
Oh my god, Ash and Toby were like fighting upstairs. If you hear a lot of banging, let them be. It is now 9 p.m. and I have now got 15 hours and 21 minutes left on the timer. I've paused it. I'm currently 169 pages into Dungeon Crawler Call. Still absolutely freaking loving it. If you don't know what this is about, this follows Call, and one day everything gets flattened. If you're in a building, it got flattened. Any living thing that was outside are able to enter these dungeons, as there is like this alien takeover. And Call has Princess Donut, who is his cat companion, and they have entered the dungeon, and it's lit RPG, so they are going through the dungeons, they are leveling up, and it's just so good. It's just so funny, so amazing. Probably a really shit way of explaining it, but I have talked about this before because it was one of my favorite books of 2024. Absolutely loving my reread of it too. I'm just chuckling away at myself. Some of the jokes are a little bit too forceful. I've said this before in a couple of live shows. Some of the humor is a little bit dude bro humor, and obviously I'm not a dude bro. I might act it, but I'm not a dude bro. So a lot of the humor doesn't really land for me, but I do find some of it incredibly funny, especially to do with like the achievements and the sarcasm when there's like the announcer. Because yeah, also Call is like on reality television. Anybody who is alive is on reality television, essentially. It's like Dungeons and Dragons meets, like, I don't know, Big Brother. So I do find a lot of it funny, but I totally get that a lot of the humor just will not land. Still, absolutely love Princess Donut, although actually on a reread, she's a little bit more, not exactly annoying. There was a couple of things that she did that I don't agree with, and unfortunately we will have words. Like, I love Princess Donut to bits, but like, we're gonna have words because that's not okay. That's not okay, Princess Donut. In the audiobook is fantastic. My ears are killing me though, having the headphones on for what must have been, like 9 hours today. I've been pretty much doing this, nearly 9 hours today. I've been just listening to audiobooks, and I need a break from audiobooks, okay? But I have finished my Shire house. I will show you, but it doesn't look like the absolute best right now because I need somewhere to put it and somewhere to display it. So bear that in mind. This is my Shire. Although really it's Bag End. It's not actually the Shire, it's Bag End. I wish Lego had have done the entire Shire because that would have been epic. But no, this is just Bag End, really. But yeah, there's a couple more characters underneath some things. We have Bilbo. He disappears. Sorry, like the whole setup of this is not the best to show you. But I love it though still. Like, it was very fun to make. Took me nearly 9 hours, but I loved doing it. It's not worth the money, but I did have so much money off when I bought it and the double stamp. So I didn't mind with all of the discounts, so yeah. But if you do get it, let me know. Can't wait to make all of Lego Middle-earth. That'll be so epic to do. I think I might try and put some shelves up maybe in my living room and like display them, but potentially put shelf up here maybe. I don't know. If I could change my library room around a little bit, maybe my library could have, especially like the Middle-earth stuff. The Middle-earth stuff would be so cool in like the fantasy section. Like if I had a fantasy section and I had a proper display for like J.R.R. Tolkien, it's some like classic epic fantasies, then maybe I could put the Shire there and like Rivendell and Barad-dûr, but I don't know. Anyway, I am being so boring talking about books I've already read before on my channel, but I did just get my copy of The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. This is from the Broken Binding. So this came today and I've been really excited to read it. So I think I might, but I definitely want to try and finish Dungeon Crawler Call tomorrow. Like, it's quite late now, you know, like 9 p.m. I don't really want to do any more reading. So I might finish Dungeon Call tomorrow. I've got reading sprints with Elle from Elliot Brooks tomorrow as well. So I might start The Devils then and read a book physically. And I think tonight, so, you know, actually I'm going to put you down. Oh, Ash is just taking my little computer seat that I was just sitting on. That's okay. Last night, I ended up watching the first 2 Terrifier films, and I've been way too terrified to watch them by myself. But for the longest time, nobody would watch them with me. So, like, every single time, like, my friends from school, like, I've been friends with them for 20 years. Sometimes they end up staying at mine. And every time I ask, oh, can we watch Terrifier films? They say no. So I ended up watching them by myself yesterday. And it was my birthday as well. Like, imagine watching them on your 33rd birthday. But I was like, you know what? I'm old enough now. I'm glad I did. The first film was a bit crap. Art the Clown still terrified me. And it was gory, like really, really gory and gross. But like, the story was so bad. The acting was so stiff. And I didn't fully enjoy it. But I was still intrigued because I heard great things about the sequels. So then I ended up going into Terrifier 2. And that was so much better. Acting was so much better. The story was so much better. It had a flow to it, and it actually was like really entertaining. Still very, very gory and awful. It creeped me out quite a bit, but it's too long. It's over 2 hours. 2 hours. So yeah, it got quite late last night. I was like, should I just put on Terrifier 3? I said no. It was too much Art the Clown. He terrifies me. He's so scary. But I might actually watch Terrifier 3 now. You know, I might sit down, watch the third Terrifier film. I have training in the morning, but, you know, 9 p.m. If it's like 2 hours long, you know, I'll be done by around about 11ish, so it'll be fine. Let me know if you watched the Terrifier films, though. Also, my mum, who did my garden, I mentioned this a couple times in my videos, she did my garden while I was away in China, and she put these lanterns. Oh, they're just turning on now. You see that one just turned on? They are solar panel powered or whatever you call them. And I love watching them on the night time. I love it so much. Hi, no, is that Ash? Hi, Ash. You're going to have to move. I want to show everyone the lanterns. Can you get out of the way, please? Get out of the way. I'm going to have to pick you up. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Wow. Oh, I love them. I could sit and watch them all day. Torbu, get back in. Torbu, get in. Oh no, Ash, don't move. I sat here so that I could see in the background. Oh man. You little shit, come here. Come here. Yeah, I still got him though. I still got him. Yeah, I did sit here because I wanted Ash to be in the background. Never mind. I feel really boring and I feel like I've been repeating myself a lot, but say it with me, guys. I've just been to the gym. I actually had a personal training session this morning and I am knackered now, and I have made myself a protein shake and I still have 15 hours and 12 minutes left on the timer. I'm about to start it off again and we're going to finish Dungeon Crawler Call. 3 hours and 44 minutes left on the audiobook. I'm listening at a little bit of a slower pace for me personally, which is 2.2 speed. I usually read like physically with my eyeballs around about 3 times speed. And that's not me saying that I am rushing through books or anything like that. I promise you I'm not. That's just like typically like my reading speed and stuff. And I'm not saying that to be like, because, you know, I've seen things online and I've had comments as well about like, oh, why are you reading so fast? It's not a race. Like, I know it's not a race and I'm not trying to make it a race. I'm really, really not. Carrie from Carrie Can Read just put out a really good video talking about this, about, and use this like TikTok example where someone was like, what someone eats, you don't shit. So like, what I do doesn't affect anyone. So don't feel the need to, I know it's really hard to do though, don't feel the need to compare yourself to me, because I do this as a job, my full-time job, and like I just love reading and I read really fast. So when I say 2.2 speed is slower for me, it's the speed that I can listen to without the physical book in front of me. Otherwise, if it's any faster than that, I probably won't be able to pay attention. Whereas I am, because again, like this is a reread as well. So that was like a little side tangent. But like, I do feel bad when someone says like, oh, you're making me feel bad because you read so much and you read so quickly. I'm like, please don't. Like, we all read differently. We all read at different speeds. Oh, and look who's come back for some more screen time. Huh? Yeah, I see you. Too good enough for me before, were you? And now you're craving attention. You heard me talking a little bit about drama and you were like, oh, what's the tea? What's the tea? Oh, what's the tea? Oh, I love you. Do you want to play this? You want to play this? Try not to let how much I read and how fast I read affect you, which I know can be very hard to do. When I was just a booktube watcher back in the day, I would also compare myself to people and feel a little bad about it. But like, that's no one's fault but my own. This isn't a competition, and I promise you, no booktuber is making this a competition to read faster than anyone else. I promise you. We're not reading like 30 books in a month to be better than anyone. I promise you that is not the case. So with that said, let's start the timer again. I'm going to shut up now. Let's start the timer again, resume, and then start the audiobook. I will see you soon.
This time, both of them strained with the effort. Brandon, whose strength was nowhere near the others, also awkwardly pushed a group of 6 people into the room. We didn't need your directions, Brandon said. There's a long trail of scorched hallway that leads directly to this hole.
11 hours, 16 minutes, and 32 seconds left on the clock, which means I have finished the 2 books I needed to read for the book clubs in just over 12 hours. So Return of the King, done. Dungeon Crawler Call, done. I still absolutely love this book. It isn't without fault, absolutely, and I feel like there is a little bit of a strain in the storytelling as the story goes on. I feel like it has such an exciting and interesting start to the story that by the time we've kind of gotten used to the rules in what Carl and Princess Donna have to do in these like levels in this dungeon, and then going from like dungeon to dungeon, it can start to feel a little bit repetitive, especially when, you know, they are constantly fighting, they have boss battles ahead of them, and sometimes it doesn't feel like as fresh each time, but it's still like something that I find so fun and entertaining to read. And if I find a book that is this engaging, I want to give it like the highest rating possible, because I have found myself not really feeling that engaged sometimes with a lot of the books that I read. But if it's just a frolicking fun time, then I'm more inclined to like really enjoy it. And that's what Dungeon Crawler Call is. It doesn't do anything too serious, and it did make me laugh quite a few times. Also, the tension of the fact that each dungeon collapses after a certain amount of time and they have to find the staircase to the next dungeon before that happens is something that I kind of forgot about the first time that I read this, like that tension with it all, because it's so easy to forget that they could still die at any moment with everything that's going on, all of the attacks from like fairies or like goblins or anything like that. It's very easy to forget that the danger is still very real. And yeah, there were a couple of times when I had kind of forgotten what happened in the first time I'd read this. So certain encounters were like really intense, but I'd forgotten about it because there were quite a few encounters that could get a little bit samey. But no, I still really enjoyed it. I always love it when the announcer speaks and has this really sarcastic way of talking, and I can't get the idea of Kronk being like the voice. Well, I don't think it is the voice of Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove, but the narrator sounds like Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove when he's talking as Carl. So when Carl talks, yeah, I'm now thinking of Kronk. the poison for Cusco's poison. You know, I can't do it because I'm shit at doing voices, but like he has this epic way of talking, and I just freaking love it. So still absolutely love the characters. Some secondary characters don't really feel as embellished as Princess Donna and Carl, which is probably a given, but I find myself not really connecting with any secondary character in this story. So I don't know if maybe this is something that will be better developed as the series goes on. And this really was just a way of introducing us to this brand new world, introducing us to the game and like the whole reality TV show aspect of it, and what they have to do, and like the loot boxes and the announcements and the health and the levels and, you know, all of that. I feel like there was so much packed into this that I think some things had to be sacrificed, such as, I guess, embellishment of secondary characters. So again, not perfect, but it's still a 5-star because of how much I enjoy it and how much I love it. I just really, really do enjoy this book so much. So with that out of the way, I am finally ready to read a book I haven't read before and to get myself out of these rereads. So I do want to start The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. I really want to just read this with my eyeballs too. I am a little bit sick of audiobooks now. Even though it was really handy to do in the rereads, I still want to just be able to sit down and read physically. Also, as I was doing the Dungeon Crawler Call audiobook and finishing that off, I obviously didn't have any more Lego to do. Well, I do, but I didn't want to make any more Lego. I ended up filling in, you know, my really shitty emboss or toss spreadsheet. Well, I'm getting a new one made that my friend Allie is helping me with. And while I wait for that, I thought I would include some of the things that I want in the new spreadsheet. So one of them is like page count for each book. And obviously like that's over 2,000 books that I have upstairs I need to now add the page count for. But I have been like slowly chipping away at that. It's so boring. It's such a mindless task. So I was absolutely fine listening to the rest of Dungeon Crawler Call as I was just putting in page counts for each of the books. And I was using Storygraph as well to find them. If my Mac was upstairs in the library room, I would have just picked up the book from the shelves and just like looked at the page counts. But because I'm downstairs and all my books are upstairs, it would have been a nightmare to like go up and down the stairs. So yeah, I was using Storygraph to get the page counts. I'm hopeful they're all pretty much right. I'm sure they are. But yeah, it does mean that I won't be doing any other like kind of task in the meantime as I read physically. So I might sit in the kitchen for a bit. I've already had way too much coffee today. I will start the timer and wait a couple of hours because I have reading sprints later. So let's see how much I get done. In the meantime, let's go. Before I move on and actually read it, I should probably tell you what this is about. Firstly, I took the dust jacket off, and I think my copy's like upside down, which it might be the point with it being called The Devils, but you can see there that the writing, I hope you can see, the writing is upside down all over, like even on the side. So I don't know if that's like an error or if it was actually supposed to do that. I honestly don't care. If it is an error, I don't care. But anyway, this is my very first Joe Abercrombie book. So I don't know if this guy is going to be my thing. But it says there are monsters lurking in every shadow. Greedy princes care for nothing but their own ambitions. Only one thing is certain, the elves will come again and they will eat everyone. Oh, well, they better give me a heads up because I'll need to clean down there if that's the case. Sometimes only talk is passive toward the light, blah, blah, blah. Sacred splendor of the celestial palace is the secret chapel of the holy expediency. I know exactly what that is. For this congregation of convicted monsters, there are no sins that have not been committed, no lines that will not be crossed, and no mission that cannot be turned into a disastrous bloodbath. Okay, but what's it about? Hapless brother Diaz must somehow bind the worst of the worst to a higher cause, put a thief on the throne of Troy, and unite the sundered church against the coming apocalypse. When you're headed through hell, you need the devils on your side. Okay, so we're going to probably gather a ragtag team to put a thief on a throne. Okay, that's what I've signed up for today. So let's do it. No matter how you fight, you can't beat time. It lays low. Every empire topples every tyrant. Gosh, I do hope I enjoy it. Exactly 9 hours, 22 minutes left. I have managed to get to page 99 of The Devils. And I don't know if I actually like it all that much. Like, it's fine. I feel like it's had quite a clunky opening. And it is split into parts. So I'm now on part 2, which is called The Best Monsters. But in terms of like the characters, I don't think I really like them all that much. I don't think I've been getting enough of them to gouge any kind of personality. The only personality I'm getting from all of this is the overuse of like curse words and stuff. Like every character seems to just like have this overabundance of like curse words that they love to say. And it feels like the narrative itself is being very, I don't know, crass too. Like I feel like that's the point. I do feel like this is supposed to be that kind of gritty, grim kind of story. But it was a little too much for me, I think, especially since I don't think it's all that funny either. I do think Joe Abercrombie thinks that using the F word so many times is like funny. And there has been some potty humor too, which again, I'm not finding funny. I feel it's so forceful and I'm a little bit sad about it because I did get accepted on the Epic Fantasy waitlist for Fairy Loot. And I do believe, and I can't 100% confirm this, I do believe this is the first book in it. So I'm going to end up getting another copy of this. And I don't think I'm going to like it all that much by the end. I'm sorry. Like, I don't really like a trope that's been used too when it comes to the main character and finding something out. And it got really info dumpy really quickly. Didn't like the POV shifts. Like after every chapter, we went from like Alex, the main character, to Brother Diaz after, and it just kept going back and forth. The characters have merged now, so like that's not really a problem anymore. But yeah, I feel like the first part of this is just not really doing anything for me. But I'm going to go into the rest of this with a huge open mind, because if I'm going to end up accidentally getting another copy of this, then I do hope that I love it. And the only reason I'm getting two, okay, is because I was in China when the early access for this came out for the Broken Binding. And I, at the time, thought I wasn't going to get the Epic Fantasy Fairy Loot subscription because I thought I joined the waitlist too late. So I went ahead, pre-ordered this while I was at Disney World, and then I checked my spam emails a few days later because other people were getting their Epic Fantasy, acceptance from Fairy Loot, and I wasn't getting it. And I was like, okay, so I definitely haven't got it. So, I went for the pre-order, and then I did find the Fairy Loot Epic Fantasy waitlist confirmation in my spam folder. So I obviously have signed up for the Fairy Loot Epic Fantasy because I really have high hopes for that subscription box, but it meant that I didn't actually have to freaking pre-order this from the Broken Binding. I mean, I'm glad to be starting it. I have been looking forward to it because it has been quite hyped on BookTube. Some people have been getting all copies of this the past few months, so I've been feeling a little bit of FOMO from that. So I have wanted to read it. I don't think the first part has shown that it's for me, So I am about to do these reading sprints with Elle from Elliot Brooks. Although actually we're not starting for like another half an hour, and I've made myself a decaf coffee, and I'm also going to drink it all by the time we start. So what was the point there? I should have waited. But also Ash is currently lying in the Broken Binding box over there. So maybe that is like the best thing about getting this The Devil's Joe Abercrombie pre-order, is that Ash is now lying in the box. And Toba, who's been lying there for like 6 hours or something at this point now. Ever since I got back from the gym, he's been sitting there, and it is now 5:30 p.m. Part of me wishes that while I was listening to Judge Call Call audiobook they wanted to play, and now I feel like they're going to come to life when the sprints start, which would just be my luck. I haven't moved the Shire house, by the way. I'm thinking, should I just keep it there? Should I just keep it by my computer for like the rest of time? I've literally got nowhere else to put it. Also, I did watch Terrifier 3 yesterday. Not as good as Terrifier 2, but it was still pretty good. I'm really genuinely surprised that I've actually kind of liked the Terrifier films. I was always too scared of them, and don't get me wrong, Art the Clown is still scary AF. If I ever see him out and about, I'll be running the other way. One thing that infuriates me, though, is that in every single film, the victims had a million chances to run before Art even comes towards them. Like, it's like they're standing there screaming for so long. I'm just like, run. What are you doing? Just stand there. Run. The amount of times that's happened has really pissed me off. But it was really good. And it was like set during Christmas, which took me by surprise. And it was sick and awful and twisted. And I did get scared watching it by myself in this house with the double doors right there, because I kept looking to see if, Art the Clown was there. But I'm actually looking forward to Terrifier 4 now. Didn't think I would ever see the day where I would say, I'm a fan of Terrifier. It's kind of making me want to watch like even more horror movies. Like, I love horror movies so much, but I barely had a chance to watch any for years, really. But who knows, maybe this might start my love for watching horror movies again. And although the new Final Destination film comes out in a couple of weeks, I've got my friends coming and they're staying at mine that night, but we're going to go and see it in cinemas first, and then they're staying at mine. So that's going to be so awesome because I love the Final Destination films, and I'm really excited for the new one. It'll be the first Final Destination film I've seen in the cinema, so that'll be awesome. But anyway, yeah, I won't start the timer until the sprints because I don't really want to spend the next 25 minutes reading until, the live show starts. So I'm going to take these 25 minutes for a little bit of a break. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, add me on Storygraph. It's where I update all the time. Like, look at my reading journal. Look at my reading journal, will you? Like, I update it constantly. Whatever I'm reading, you will find out about it first on Storygraph. I freaking love it. I'm converted. That's my username. Also, this is my previous Impossible Toss spreadsheet. And yeah, as you can see, I've been adding in all of the page numbers, which honestly has been... Oh wait, why is that a different colour? Which has been so boring. And I got up to here. I did already previously add these from my reading spreadsheet because I'd read all of these last year and I added the page counts on my spreadsheet before. So random ones I already have added. Also, whenever I've done a book haul for the past month, I've added the page count there too, but as you can see, I still have so much more to go. And I genuinely don't know why some of them have a different colour. What was that? Ugh. More here. What's this? Berserk. Well, actually, yeah, to be fair, some of these I did copy and paste from my reading spreadsheet. But damn, I still have so much more to put in. I'm going to need like 1 million audiobooks to fill in the rest. Because what do you mean? I have still so many to go. Oh my god, it's still going. It's still going. This is actually ridiculous. At least I did all the Goosebumps already pretty much as well in Fear Street. Also, I accidentally did the A to Z title series, and it sorted all of R.L. Stein's books in A to Z, which I really didn't want to do because now all of the series are mixed up. So I got Goosebumps Most Wanted, Goosebumps, Fear Street, Series 2000, Slappy World. Now all of that's mixed up. I want to try and fix that. But yeah, that's been a pain in the arse. I'll probably do that some other time. I'm kind of sick of spreadsheets at the minute. But yeah, and that's the bottom there, Gossip Girl. Added in from my reading spreadsheet. So yeah, this is what I'd been doing. Oh, also, The Devils. I want to add that as red. Since I am reading it, I'm going to add it as red. There we go. Red, unread, red, unread. In TBR star means it's for a project.
Hello, everybody. There's already so many people. I am so excited because I never end up getting to do weekday sprints at a time where UK people can do it.
Currently making my pre-workout shake. This is the watermelon flavor. And I am about to head off. Yep, you know exactly where I'm going. It is Saturday and I don't have training on a Saturday. And that's fine because usually around about 11 a.m. it gets really, really quiet in that gym. So yeah, I'm about to head off. I thought I would update you. I have 7 hours and 43 minutes left on the timer. I am now 207 pages into The Devils and I'm still unsure about it. Me and Elle did a couple of sprints last night. It was a very chatty sprint session and we did have a lot of fun and some reading was done. So I did get to the 200 page mark. And like, the plot isn't really doing anything for me at this point, and the characters have started to shine a little bit more, but I'm still not connected to them. I think Vega is probably the funniest, and then again, I just feel like a lot of these characters are just saying jokes every now and then, or like they're building up to a joke, and it's like Joe Abercrombie kind of had a list of all of these like kind of funny quips that someone could say and just decided to like hand them out to each character, and that's kind of like how the scenes are building. And it's not really, I mean, I don't mind it when a book doesn't take itself seriously because again, like Dungeon Crawler Call doesn't take itself seriously and I love the hell out of it. But this one, it feels like it's trying to be serious while not being serious at the same time. So I'm getting mixed messages from this. Like it is dark, but like there are so many character jokes that it's kind of dulled a lot of the darkness for me. And yeah, I don't really love the main character, Alex. I don't really feel anything. I feel a lot of apathy at the minute, I think is the right word. I'm just not feeling enough to like enjoy it. And it is over 500 pages. I still have, 300 pages to go, over 300 pages to go. And I'm like, I don't love it, which is kind of disappointing. I do feel like we got kind of thrust into meeting this ragtag team of people without really like building them as people, or at least like giving me a reason to root for them. Like I don't really care. I don't care. But alas, I will persevere. I will continue when I come back. I'm going to be listening to music as I go down to the gym and like while I'm there, and then when I come back. I like listening to music during all of that. If I try and listen to an audiobook, it'll not work. Like I'll not be able to pay attention. I'm just going to wait until I come back so I can read it physically. I do have 2 live shows today, 2 book club live shows today. So hopefully they go without a hitch. But it just means I don't think I'll finish this challenge today. I think I'll have to roll it into tomorrow. I might finish The Devils today. Maybe. The first live show of mine is at 7:30. So, I mean, there's still plenty of time. There's still, 9-ish hours before then? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I have 7. No, I don't want to just read today. So I do think maybe The Devils I'll finish, and I should still have time left to start something else. But I'll probably do that tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, Ash, can I pick you up? Can I pick you up? Oh, you were so beautiful.
Say hello to everyone. Say hello.
Oh, who's that? Is that you? Oh, is that you? Oh, wow. No, okay.
So I already feel like I've taken you to the gym so many times, so I'll not take you again today. Don't worry, you've got a day off. You've got a rest day today. But please let me know if you've started The Devils. Please let me know if you've been enjoying it. But if you have been reading The Devils and you're a Joe Abercrombie stan, like you've read their books before, can you let me know if this is what all of Joe Abercrombie's books are like? Because I haven't tried another one, and I feel like I would still like to, but if the books are more like this, I don't know if I'd love them. So I need guidance there. I need a Joe Abercrombie expert to let me know if The Devils is a good indication of his work. I thought I would sit outside and actually make use of my garden today since it seems quite quiet in the area. If you're wondering why I've got my headphones in, I'm not listening to the audiobook. I have an ambience room on YouTube. You can't really see very well. It helps me focus. So that's why I've got my headphones in. I still haven't made any more progress with this. I may get to maybe around about 5 hours left on the timer and potentially DNF. If it really isn't for me, I'll... 207. When is the end of the next part? I think it's quite soon. I think I've almost finished part 2. Yeah, I've almost finished part 2. When's the end of part 3? Okay. 392. I might give it another like 200-ish pages and then I might DNF. I don't want to DNF. I really don't. It's brand new. I accidentally have 2 copies. I really want to persevere. Made myself my protein shake now that I'm back home, freshly washed. My hair is going all over the place because it's still drying. And I have around about like 5 hours before I need like... Where is that dog coming from? And I have about 5 hours before I have to do my first live show of the night. So we're just going to take a chill. We're going to take a chill. Going to lie in the garden, put my feet up. It's going to be lush. It's going to be lovely. Oh, I need to start the timer. Can you say it? I don't want to accidentally turn it off. Can you say it? I hope you can. Resume. Yay. Okay, let's go.
Dear Lord, can you help me? I'm falling out of grace. I'm crawling back to heaven from this hell on earth I made. My blood is getting heavy. There's metal in my veins. It's running like the river filled with all of my mistakes. On my knees I'm looking up. I need a different kind of drug. I'm wide awake and I'm dreaming, wondering where and when I fell apart. Oh, I fell apart. I had enough of my demons. Angels only meet you where you are, and I'm in the dark. At least for now, Lord, I ain't losing hope that somehow you can make a heart of gold from this heart of stone. This heart of stone. Dear Lord, can you hear me? I'm shackled in these chains. I'm haunted by the lies of every time I said I'd change. I'm slipping through the shadows. It's weighing on my soul.
Sitting outside was good in theory, but then you sit outside for more than 10 minutes and it starts to get a little bit unbearable. Gavin, try not to complain challenge. Well, I'm about to complain some more. I did DNF The Devils. I DNF'd on page 334. I really don't like it. It's so boring. We're getting the same thing over and over again. They're traveling, there's a battle, they're traveling, there's a battle. The humor is the exact same all the way through. A lot of crass humor. A lot of humor I probably would have found funny when I was like 10. Really can't stand it. And I was thinking, should I just persevere? Because 5.5 hours left on the timer. So there really isn't too much more. Well, there's definitely another book I can read during this time. But I was kind of close-ish, like I still had 200 pages. And it means I can't really log this as read on Storygraph, and I can't really give it a rating. If I was going to give this a rating, it would be 2 stars. I feel like I've read enough of this that I could count it and say, yeah, it's a 2-star. It's just so boring. I feel like my review of this is starting to get boring too, because I'm saying the same thing because the same things are still happening. Devastated, absolutely devastated. But it was getting painful. And I had to stop. I couldn't continue on. So sorry to everyone. I know it's just come out. It's a hyped new release. And I'm sure it's amazing for other people. Maybe for seasoned Joe Abercrombie experts, you would love it, maybe. Unfortunately, I'm not seasoned. However, I have picked my next book. I was looking at the shelves like, what do I fancy reading next? And what could I realistically read in 5.5 hours? And I think maybe Don't Let the Forest In by C.J. Drews could be the one. It's the one that stands out the most to me because I do have a lot of books that I'm anticipating reading. This one I've heard great things about over the last few months, and I need something to wash the taste of the devils out of my mouth. And yeah, I'm looking now and I just don't see anything else screaming at me to pick them up. Well, there are some sequels that are screaming at me to pick them up. For instance, The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent is screaming at me to read. Recently read the first book and gave it 5 stars. I thought it was great. That's screaming at me. I've been wanting to read The Ending Fire by Sara El-Arifi as well. Like, this came in a few weeks ago and I've read the first 2 books. I obviously need to start Ruin by John Gwynne, the 3rd book in the Faithful and the Fallen, for a book club I'm doing next Sunday, but I am so sick of book club books at the minute, so that's not getting read today. Obviously, Carl's Doomsday Scenario I would love to read for the first time after finishing Dungeon Crawler Carl twice now. I would love to continue. I've also been fancying Call of the Bone Ships. I read The Bone Ships earlier this year and it was okay. It wasn't offensive. Didn't hate my time reading it. And yeah, I kind of fancy something else that's a little bit piratey. There was piratey stuff in The Devils. Didn't like it. Oh, also, A Drop of Corruption by Robert Jackson Bennett. This has also been eyeing me up the past couple of days. Hot off the presses, the sequel to The Tainted Cup. Yeah, I've been intrigued. Might have to do a sequels kind of video. Because yeah, actually it does turn out there's quite a few sequels that I would like to read. But we're not reading sequels today. I'm going to start Don't Let the Forest In. I'm not going to start the timer just yet. I have my first book club in just over 2 hours. So I might get 1 hour of reading done before then. And most likely finish this tomorrow. I've had to pause the timer. I have my live show in like half an hour. I need to slow down. Like, I need to calm down. I'm on page 139. And yeah, I still have just under 4 hours to go. This is how much I've read. This is how much I've got left. What am I going to do? I can't pick another book to read after this. Also, I am very much enjoying this. I like this a lot. And I feel like anything would be better after reading The Devils, honestly. I haven't even explained to you what it's about, but we follow Andrew. And he is infatuated with a guy called Thomas. They're at boarding school. So it is young adult. It is apparently like thriller horror. And it has had elements of that so far that I've read anyway. And there is like a kind of mystique to Thomas. There is definitely like a pull, and I'm fascinated, absolutely fascinated by this dynamic and this relationship between them. You know, it's not like this Spice Girl's giving you everything. So I am really intrigued to see where their relationship goes. And yeah, Andrew, he kind of questions whether or not he is asexual or anything. Like, he does say that he isn't really attracted to anyone, but he is attracted to Thomas. And hey, that's absolutely okay. Really only liking one person, I need to sort out my hair. Really only liking one person, I think speaks volumes to the dynamic between them. Because when we do get Andrew talking about Thomas, he does have this lush way of describing him. And it feels like a little bit metaphorical. It's not like The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshni Chokshi that I read recently. This one feels a lot more purposeful. The descriptions make sense. And it's not like it's just trying to be flowery or anything. It is written really well. And I love the formatting of the physical book too. Like, it actually has really cool, because also like the actual plot of this as well is Thomas, he has been drawing things and these monsters have been coming to life. And one day, like, his parents are just like gone. Like, you can't find the parents, and Thomas has like blood on him. So there's also like that kind of like, is something up there too? Something else going on? So we do have, you know, some of these illustrations of these monsters that Thomas draws, which is really cool. And also every now and then you get a page like this. I'm really enjoying it. Love the changing up of the formatting. The characters are actual characters. Like, I can feel how alive they are. Unlike The Devils, where I just kind of didn't like really anyone, and I didn't think they had personality. These ones, I mean, when I say personality, Thomas and Andrew do leap off the page. It's not like they're like brimming with personality themselves. Like, there's a lot more internalness with Andrew. So he's not like oozing personality himself, but he's interesting. I want to read more about him. I want to read more about him and Thomas. And yeah, I want to say more about these creatures. Very atmospheric whenever, you know, they're in the forest. And even then, there is a lot of atmosphere in the relationship too. I think that's probably the best way of describing it before I do my live shows back to back. I'm like, should I try and eat something? I'm not really that hungry right now, but I know I'll regret that later. I don't think I'll be reading any more tonight, so this 3 hours and 53 minutes and 39 seconds will roll over into tomorrow, which is Sunday. I do have a Once Upon a Time live show tomorrow at like 6:30 p.m. So depending on what time I get started, I'm sure I'll be done tomorrow. But I'm starting to worry that I'm going to have to pick another book. And I'm like, I don't want to pick another book. I'm all booked out. So like, what can I could pick a manga, I guess. I could end the session with a manga. We'll see.
Look at this goddamn Adona shirt. Oh my god, that's so good. Mongo is appalled. I hope the new achievement one, that's pretty cool. I hope there's no like spoilers for anything coming up. I don't think there is so far. Oh my god, Princess Donna and Mongo, look at that!
Hello friends! Welcome and or welcome back. Today, our journey ends and we are here to discuss The Return of the King by J.R.R. Tolkien, the final book in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. The beast has been conquered.
Still got 3 hours, 53 minutes left on the timer. I did my live shows last night. Both of them were epic. Both of them were really, really fun. It was great revisiting Dungeon Crawler Call with my patrons, and then talking about Return of the King as well was really fun too. Glad that I have the double future book clubs over with now. I do still have like 3 more book clubs coming up in the next like 3 weeks. So I still need prep for that. And you know how I said yesterday, like I don't want to read any more book club books. I'm done at the minute. I forgot that I made this my Patreon July book club pick. This is going to be a book club. I said yesterday, I don't fancy one. I'm going to pick this because I fancy it. And I do fancy it still. I'm enjoying it. I haven't progressed anymore, but I just found it so funny when during the book club live show last night for Dungeon Crawler Call, we were like, oh yeah, remember that we picked Don't Let the Forest In for July? And I was like, yeah, of course I remember. But you know what? It's absolutely fine because I am really enjoying this and I will most likely remember what's happening. At least, I've got this book club book done, 2 months in advance? Hey, so that's pretty cool. And I most likely will remember all the stuff that's been happening so far. I haven't been annotating. I have literally been too, I don't want to be too, analytical in my head. Anyway, I just want to read for fun at the minute. I've been too bogged down with reading things and trying to be analytical about it and be in depth with it. Honestly, that Stephen King video, the last one I did a number on me because I went so in depth on those books and it just took so much out of me. So I need to recharge. I need to refresh. So I'm really just reading for vibes and vibes alone. So that's what is good about this video is that it feels a lot more chill, a lot more laid back. And what I'm reading, I'm just kind of reading for fun. Say the first 2 books I read for this vlog. They were entertainment, but I still managed to talk about them for over an hour for those book clubs. And then, yeah, unfortunately, The Devils was The Devils. This one is a future book club book that I'm enjoying. So I'm going to stop yapping. I have made myself a coffee. It's 10 o'clock in the morning or something. Is it? No, it's not. It's 11. Oh my gosh, I've lost an hour. I woke up at 8. So what I've been doing for the last 3 hours has just been having my first coffee of the day. This is my second. Had my breakfast, cleaned myself up, brushed my teeth, been snuggling with Tobo upstairs because he's just been lounging in the sun, sunbathing. And I was also watching some random stuff on YouTube because that's just what I do. I've also been watching on Nebula. I do love Nebula. I was watching on Nebula Arctic to Africa. A channel called Downey Live is doing a series on there. I love Jetlag the game on Nebula. This is the next kind of best thing when Jetlag isn't airing a new season. And it's been so fun. There's only been 1 episode and I found that so much fun. So I watched that and that was really good. But yeah, honestly, it's been so laid back and chill today. I don't have another live show for 7 hours. So I will definitely get this timer challenge finished, hopefully, by then. But let's get back into it. Will I be able to click it with this finger? Yes. Yes, I did it. Okay, perfect. 1 hour, 53 minutes left on the clock. So just under 2 hours to go. Very excited for this to come to an end now. I finished Don't Let the Forest In and I really enjoyed it. I'm going to give it 4 stars. It wasn't my new favorite, but I can see why a lot of people just absolutely eat this up. I don't know if maybe my hype was a little bit too high, but no, honestly, I really genuinely enjoyed it. There was beauty found in mostly every page. Things really did tie back into the creativity of the drawings, as well as the stories that they are telling and how that connects with their relationships and them as people. I loved that even though this is a young adult book, like a young adult horror, it didn't stop being meaningful, you know? Like, there was so many things that were explored in terms of like sexuality, trauma, and so much more that I honestly feel like this is probably one of the best written young adult books that I've read in such a long time. So really, I probably should give it a higher rating because of that. But I don't know, I feel like maybe there was just like a little bit of underdevelopment when it comes to characters outside of Thomas and Andrew. While I did really enjoy the ending, some of it left a lot to be desired. There was some ambiguity to it, some turns that I could kind of see coming. But a story that I think has so many layers and so many levels that you could deep dive and analyze and talk so much about it. So that's why I am kind of glad that I do have a book club for this in like 2 months. Will I give it a reread for then? Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't be against it. I just seem to be in my reread era in 2025, unknowingly. One of those instances where, yeah, you give this book 5 stars. I'll know exactly why you gave it 5 stars. Just not 5 stars for me. I don't know if maybe I'm just being a little bitch. Could also be that I reread Return of the King and Dungeon Crawler Column. Both of those are 5 stars for me, so I don't know if maybe that has anything to do with it. But with under 2 hours left to go, I have decided to come into my manga room and check what I could potentially read in under 2 hours. There are 2 options, and I might actually get to both of them, but one of them is Eden of Witches. This looks really cool. It's set in a world where long ago plants and animals used to live in harmony, but then humans came along. Humans essentially destroyed the planet, which honestly speaks true, very true. But as it turns out, there are sanctuaries for witches amongst all of this. And then we follow Pilly, I think this is Pilly, who has lived in one of these sanctuaries. She is given the seed that will one day lead her to Eden. So it might have some like biblical references to this story potentially, but I have been very interested in giving it a read. Hasn't been overhyped or anything, but a book that has been overhyped is Delicious in Dungeon. It's upside. No, is it upside? Yeah, it's upside down. I saw this so long ago and I was supposed to read it last year, but then I ended up running out of time and I haven't really been able to read a whole lot of manga. I do have a second channel for it, but when I want to do just like a nice casual reading vlog, I can still include manga here, and that's what I'm going to do. But it looks short enough. Like, I picked 2 really short ones because I think I could finish 2 in the last just under 2 hours of this challenge. It sounds like a little bit Dungeon Crawler Call-esque, where Leos, a young adventurer, and his party are thrashed by a dragon deep into a dungeon. They lose all money, provisions, and it sounds like they have to kind of start from the beginning and get all of that back. And essentially, I think it's a story of them trying to get through this dungeon to escape, and they have to cook food along the way, which sounds really cozy, sounds really nice. So yeah, let's do the next batch of reading. Do I think I'll finish both of these in just under 2 hours? I feel like I might be in the middle of one of them when the timer goes out, I think. If there's still time on the clock, I'm just going to let it run. I can't be bothered to do another book, I'm sorry. But I will be honest. If that happens, I will be honest. I will let you know. Haven't finished Delicious in Dungeon yet. I still have an hour left, but it was getting me so hungry. Reading this, I don't think I like love it all that much. It's probably going to get about a 3-star. It is essentially like each chapter is this band of characters. They're actually trying to get deeper into the dungeon because one of their comrades got eaten by a dragon. So they're trying to save her before she's fully digested, which is a great premise. But yeah, every chapter is, well, they've met a new character and he has been like cooking the monsters for them. And like each time it's like a different monster. So they're making like this man-eating plant tart thing. They like roast basilisk and stuff like that. So that's like each chapter, and it's fine. It's honestly fine. I do kind of like the ambience of it, but it's not really blowing me or anything. But it was starting to make me a little bit hungry. So I did actually order from Grounded Kitchen again. I order from them like every 2 or 3 weeks-ish at this point, and I just want to show you what I got. Firstly, I got this pistachio frappe, which I've never tried before. I always get the activated charcoal, but I thought I would try this one for the first time, made with oat milk. Yeah, that's really nice. But then I always get my chicken rice bowl with a little bit of everything in, and a chicken bao bun too. Now this, my friends, is Delicious in Dungeon, not this. Finished Delicious in Dungeon with 55 minutes left on the clock. I have also ate my chicken rice bowl. It was so good. Still devouring my pistachio frappe. But yeah, 3 stars for this. It was absolutely fine. It just got a little bit repetitive because every single new food that they taste is the best thing ever. It's so good. But there were some fights with some living armor in the last couple of chapters, which was pretty exciting. But this is a kind of premise that I feel like can't really live that long because it is just the same thing. Getting a new monster, killing it, eating it. Not really too much to write home about, but I do also have volumes 2 and 3, so I will continue. I'll read those volumes at least, see if the story improves, or if it is just the same thing over and over again, then I might not really continue the series after volume 3, but give it a go. Glad I tried it. Next, I will start Eden of Witches. I'm hoping this is a little bit like Witch Hat Atelier, which is one of my favorite manga series. I really do fancy something witchy. In this one, looks like it has more of a plot than Delicious in Dungeon, so I would be very surprised if I didn't like it more. But with 55 minutes left on the clock, will I finish it in time? So for one final time, let's resume the timer and get to work. Thank fuck. So I actually finished Eden of Witches with 20 minutes left on the timer. And I was like, I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to think. I'm just going to think about what I think of this. And that's going to count towards the timer because I cannot be bothered to start another book in 20 minutes. So I did run that timer out. You could call it cheating. I'll call it working smarter, not harder. I actually low-key love this. It's not a 5-star, it will just be a 4-star, but I was so surprised by how good this was. It has a genuinely good plot where Pilly has to now navigate this world where humanity has ruined it for everyone. You know, like we do have this sanctuary for witches where really you only see Pilly and her like elder witch master person who took her in when she was an orphan. So like she is a bit of a mother figure. Pilly does have to like go into the actual town where, you know, humans don't know where the witches are or anything. She goes into this town that's like very barren and stuff. And it's so cool. Like visually, I think this is such an underrated gem. Like the artistry is so good. Also, surprisingly gruesome too at times. There were a couple of pretty gnarly deaths in the first chapter. And I was genuinely shocked because I thought this would be more of a cozy, low-key kind of adventure, which honestly fits Witch Hat Atelier as well. That seems to be maybe a cozy adventure to begin with, but then it gets darker as it goes on. This one pretty much got dark in the first chapter, but it really sets up the story well, and I really enjoy it. There is this like plant wolf hybrid called Orc that I absolutely love the design of. Like, look at that. Like, isn't that so cool? That is so cool. There is also like a really good villain. Like I kind of love the look of this villain in this first volume too. The main character, she is a little bit naive, and I think she does have like the best intentions. She's not the best of like being a witch's apprentice. So there is a lot of self-doubt within her, but there is a drive too. And I really do enjoy that in my protagonist. I'm very excited to see if she, you know, finds Eden, if she succeeds in her mission and stuff like that, because I am rooting for her. We're all rooting for her. How dare she? I actually went onto Sci-Fi after I finished this. Like that's also what I've been doing for the last 20 minutes, looking on Sci-Fi, and volumes 2 and 3 are already out. So I put them in my basket. I haven't bought them yet because there's nothing really else I want. I want all of the manga, of course, but I just haven't really been buying very much recently. I mean, Sci-Fi does sell regular standard books as well. In fact, they have the 6th Dungeon Crawler Call book for like £10 cheaper than you would get pretty much everywhere else. And that comes out on the 13th of May, but they seem to already have it in stock. So I really want to get that too. So I have those 3 in my basket, but I'm not just like placing a Sci-Fi order just for 3 books, you know? So I'm not buying anything. I don't want to buy any books at the minute, which is a really weird thing for me to say, but I am desperate to continue this. Like I was genuinely so surprised. 4 stars, definitely better than Delicious in Dungeon in my opinion, and one of my favorite reads of the week. Like new to me reads of the week. Okay, so with the 24-hour timer challenge finished, let's just have a quick little recap of what I read in like the 24 hours. We had my reread of The Return of the King there, 5 stars. My reread of Dungeon Crawler Call, 5 stars. My DNF of The Devils, which I would give 2 stars. Don't Let the Forest In, I gave 4 stars. Delicious in the Dungeon, I gave 3 stars. And Eden of Witches, I gave 4 stars. So I think this was a very successful 24-hour timer reading challenge. I got the books read that I needed to read for book clubs. So I was very productive in that way. And that was like my goal for this video as well. Just to, catch up on things, get my reading back on track, and say how much I could realistically read in 24 hours. So, I did DNF at like 330 pages, but I think in total, it's quite a lot of pages still that I read in 24 hours. But that was fun. I would love to do this again, but like with all new to me books, I think that would be really cool. Maybe even try one where it's all sequels or something. I don't know. It would depend on what you would find interesting as well to watch. If I'm just reading sequels, that might be less exciting, but I would still give it a go. I'd still give it a fair shot. In fact, I don't even really know what my next vlog is going to be, so hopefully you stick around for that mess. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave all the comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know if you've read any of these books and if you agree or disagree with any of my opinions. Have you ever done a 24-hour timer challenge before, and could you let me know how much you'd read in 24 hours? I'd love to compare and contrast. I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons for supporting my channel. If you'd like to join my Patreon, then the link is in the description box. But yeah, I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye.